Are we live, Monse? Yes, very good. All right. So today we are diving into some special ideas for Mother's Day. And I have a special guest with me today, our staff, and my mom. So my mom has helped us come up with some special activities that we are going to see today that you can do for Mother's Day in your church. So we live here in Mexico, and I don't know what country you live in, but here they love to do something fun with the children for their mothers at church on Sunday. Isn't that true?
Yes.
So Mom has got flowers here. We got a rose, a daffodil,
a hyacinth.
Oh,
Hyacinths.
beautiful. So these are easy and they're very economic, and the children can make them.
Yes.
So the idea, right, is that the children make these flowers, not the teachers.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so thank you for being with us today, Sister Vicky, and I will leave you here to share with the brothers and sisters all about the flowers.
Thank you for introducing me, daughter Christy.
All right.
The first thing I want to share with you is a basket of flowers that the children can make. And we want to provide for you a copy of the black and white picture that the children can color and cut out, and you can add as many flowers to your basket as they care to do. But for each flower, they can put on it like a coupon where they promise to do the dishes, or they promise to sweep the floor for you, or do something nice that would be a help. Or if they're not into that kind of thing, you could have them write on each stem something special that they love about their mom. So maybe one of them will say, "I love you, Mom, because you cook so good." Or, "I love you, Mom, because you wash my clothes." Whatever that comes to their mind, you let me watch my favorite TV show. So I'll show you how to make this. We're going to start with 2 pieces of construction paper. The kids can choose any color they want. And I want to make a circle. I'm going to cut out a circle on the construction paper. So I was lucky and found a bowl that is just the right size to fit on the construction paper. So I can draw around the bowl and it can fit on the construction paper. Then the children can cut it out. Don't put it in the middle. You want to put it down at the end of the construction paper. This part is going to become the handle. After they cut out their 2 circles, they're going to have 2 circles. They fold them in half. And they slide one inside the other. And put a little bit of glue on there to keep it there. There's their basket. From the other end of the construction paper that they didn't use when they made the complete circle, this piece up here. That's what, you've got 2 colors, so they can glue it like this and make it a long one, and alternate the colors like this to make a big handle. Or they can make a smaller handle and have one color on the outside and one color on the inside, and glue it inside the basket as the handle or as a big handle. Glue it inside the basket. And you'll want green strips of paper just the same as this for each handle. Each stem of the flower, so that it can stand up in the basket and fit nicely. That is how to make a Mother's Day basket with flowers that can become a gift. Whether it's something they're saying that they love about their mom, or if it's something that is a coupon that they're promising to do for their mom. Next, I want to show you how to make daffodils. These daffodils are easy, so first graders can do these. Each student needs to have a little piece of square paper. This happens to be 5 inches by 5 inches, and that fits pretty well with the size of the flower that I'm going to make. The students will fold it in half and cut it along the folds, because they're going to need two things. One is the center of the daffodil, and the other will be the outside petals that stick out from the daffodil. I think I'll cut this. I need to have those two pieces. There. Next, they need something big and round like a marker or a fat pan. And they're going to roll it around the marker. They're just using that as the thing to help them get to the center. Then they're going to squeeze the end. This will go inside a straw. That'll become the stem. Next, take the other piece of paper and roll it around. That's going to be the petals, but I need to cut petals in it. Roll it around with the petal point down. The pinch I'm going to do at the end is going to hold this, so you don't need glue for this, but you will need glue when you put it inside the straw. So you're going to need to have your paper, you're going to need to have bendy straws, you're going to need to have markers. They can share these. I couldn't find a green bendy straw where I live in Mexico, so I got clear ones, and then I just cut a green tiny strip of construction paper and just slid that down inside the bendy straw. Now it's green. Oh, I think I'll go from this end. That bendy part is giving me a little hassle. Now my bendy straw is a green bendy straw. And I'll put the flower on the end with a drip of glue inside there. I'm going to fill the end of the straw with a little bit of glue. I'm going to take my daffodil that's wrapped around the marker still. Stick it into the glue. You want to let this dry a little bit of time, and I don't have that right now. So what you have, the last step, is to fold out the petals. So each one of the petals that, oh, it came out. Yeah, it needs to dry. Get stuck down into the straw and dry. And then you can fold out each one of the petals, and this won't be moving. It won't be having any trouble. And the other thing that I found was helpful to make it look more like a real daffodil was not to have this bendy straw too long. So I cut off a little bit of it and went with that. I think that will work. Let's go on to the next flower. This is a hyacinth. And to make the stem for the hyacinth and to make the top for the hyacinth, you just need to cut a piece of paper. This is like across a regular 8.5 by 11 or 8 by 12 construction paper. This happens to be like a typing paper or something, but you cut those, and you cut one that's going to work for the top of the flower and one for the stem. And to make the stem, you're gonna roll it up tightly at an angle. So as it rolls, it's going to get longer and longer and longer. And it'll be stronger the tighter it is. You can secure the very end with a dab of glue. And there's your stem. For this part, you need cut a piece of paper, and you just go across the colored paper. And this is 2 inches, and it's the same 8 inches that the paper is in length. And then you fold over a little bit. That's going to be your fold line. It shows you where not to cut. And then the students can cut very skinny, tiny, and they stop at the fold. So they're going to make almost like cutting hair. These will be the petals on the flower. So they're going to cut little tiny ones all the way up. And then the good part, they get to have a sucker. Because the sucker stick would be, if you didn't want to buy suckers for your kids, a coffee stirrer would work. So when they have all of their hair cut, they need to curl it very tightly, and that's where the small stick or the coffee stirrer would work. And they wrap around the sucker and just roll it up, and when it's up tight, they slide the sucker out, and you've got a roll. Then they roll the next one. This might be a good time to have music in your classroom while you're working, or to talk about what your lesson was, or to discuss amongst each other what is great about Mom. So they can talk while they're rolling this up, but you need to allow quite a bit of time. This took me 15 minutes or so to roll all this up. Then with a little bit of glue on your stem, take your rolled up paper and start at the top at a slant. and just roll it around. Dropping down as you go. If the children get it mixed up and they put it on upside down, don't worry about it. I did that too. It's not a good reason to redo it. Now they can make as many of these as you have time for in your class. You secure the very end with a drop of glue. And there's my hyacinth. All I need is a couple of leaves and it's ready to go in a vase and it's finished. This one is rolled down. This one's rolled up and they both look fine, so don't worry about getting that part wrong. Let's move on to making a rose. This is the finished rose that we're going to make. 3-dimensional. And I'm going to take this part, this rose apart, so that you can see how it went together. I started with a pipe cleaner, and I made all the petals for the rose. This was from a piece of pink construction paper, and these are 4 inches. Because the paper is 8 inches wide. So I just folded it in half and made 4 inches, and then I made a triangle so that it would come out a square. And that's how I can get these without using a measuring, any measuring or rulers or anything in your classroom. You can just fold the paper. And then the students will fold each piece into a smaller square. So they fold it in half, fold it in half again, each piece. And then they're going to fold it into a triangle. Because we all know that cutting a heart is easier if you don't have to cut. I could be cutting a heart like this. But the sides won't be the same, especially all the way around. So I'm going to fold it again. And I'm going to put my thumb down at the point, and then I'm going to bring it up to the top. I'm just going to cut around my thumb. Just cut around their thumbs. And then when they fold it out, it's going to be a heart. Perfect. Then they're going to open it up. Oh, I forgot. You have to cut the tip. You need a little tiny hole in the bottom of the heart. That'll feed it onto the pipe cleaner. Like this one. So they just open it up and there's their first one and it's ready to go. And they're going to curl each one of these petals back with their fingers or that coffee stirrer or their pencil. Maybe even the pipe cleaner would work. So you're going to pull, it's going to take some time. You need to allow plenty of time in the class for that, which most teachers, when I'm teaching, I'm happy with a craft that has children occupied for a substantial length of time, so I don't have to have as many activities planned for the length of the service, the length of my class time. So each one is folded back, and the pipe cleaner will go right up through the middle, and that's going to be my first one. Need to make another one, so I'm going to fold it, stick my thumb up there, cut around my thumb, cut off a little tip, open it up. Now I want the next one to be a smaller part of the rose, so I'm going to cut out one of the petals. Put on a little bit of glue. Overlap them. Don't want to close the hole at the bottom where the pipe cleaner will go up through. So I'm going to have, I'm going to be making many of these, and I'm going to curl each petal, and each one is going to become part of the rose. So when they're all got all their pieces together, they can just thread them onto. Each time I make it a little bit smaller. So this one had all its petals. This one I cut one petal out. This one I cut 2 petals out. This one is looks like 4 petals out. So you just hook each one on and you thread them all the way on, and the last one is just 1 petal. So when you cut a petal out, don't throw it away. You're going to use that petal that you cut out to roll up and wrap around the pipe cleaner, and that's going to be the very center of the of your rose. So the kids can do this and make a rose for Mom. And to keep with the 3D rose, we need a 3D leaf. So to make a leaf like this, just cut out a leaf pattern. This is a little bigger, but it wouldn't have to be. You can do the same thing. You can just fold the sheet of green paper into 4 corners and cut 4 leaves all at the same time. And then I fold them in half to cut them so they're going to match up, so I don't have something awkward to fold. Then you do an accordion fold. So you have a fold in half and then fold back towards yourself, then away, and towards yourself, then away. Turn it over and repeat on the other side. Fold away, fold towards yourself, fold away. Open it up. There's a leaf. And it's ready to glue to the pipe cleaner's stem to finish the rose. And the children can make as many, they can make these and glue them to the top front of a card, or they can make a bouquet of many different flowers or all roses, or they can have a I love you written on a part of the leaf before they do the accordion fold. So here are some ideas that you can use in your classroom to help the children to make flowers that they can give Mom that didn't cost as much as going to a florist shop. And they did it themselves, so it ends up in a keepsake box that Mom keeps with all the things the kids have made for her. They might want to write their name and the date on the back so that as she keeps it over time, they can look back and remember that the kids made this themselves. Thank you for tuning in with Children Are Important and some ideas for Mother's Day. Hope you have fun teaching.